One of the things that you don't realize is that over the course of your time, you're going to meet and interact with people who are going to have the ability to have a profound impact on your life. And sometimes these relationships will pop up in the weirdest places. Some of us feel like that these relationships should happen within the confines of our working environments or a particular environment, but a lot of times they don't. They can actually happen because you find yourself either in a particular situation where those individuals are supporting. It could be just somebody connected you with them for something completely unrelated. It could be somebody who's watched you do certain things and has displayed some type of interest. Or it could just be someone who just happened to be at the right place at the right time. Why is all of this important? Well, the reason why all this is important is because so many times we find ourselves interacting with people that we don't necessarily think that they can do anything for us right now because we don't look at them through the lens of what they can do for us now. We look at through this lens of, let me see what I got going on, and if this person doesn't have any relation to it, they have no need for me to continue dealing with them. The problem is that if you're only focused on what can they do for me lately and not looking at from the standpoint of what can they do for me in the future, you may miss out on some great opportunities. When you run across someone who is in a particular career field, take the time to engage them. It doesn't matter what that career field is. If they're engaging you because they're interested in you, engage them. And I want you to do at least 5 other things going forward. First, ask to follow up. Meaning it's not enough just to meet somebody and engage with them one time. Find out ways to follow up with them. It could be an email, it could be a phone number, and it doesn't have to be anything substantial. You want to make sure that you let that person know that you're constantly thinking about them. And if they mention something about what they were doing, ask them. Find out what's going on, because guess what? If you demonstrate to them that you're there first in your mind, you put yourself first in their mind. Second of all, make sure you keep in touch. Now, you're probably sitting here saying to yourself, well, wait a minute, didn't you just say ask to follow up? Well, the two go hand in hand. You want to make sure you keep in touch, because guess what? They're not going to think about you from a year from now or 2 years from now. But if you just on a sustained basis, reach out to them and say, hey, just checking in to see what's going on. And you may be surprised, because that is a way for them to see that you're still interested. But more importantly, they are going to want to know what you're doing. So this way, by you telling them what you're doing, you can keep them involved in your life in terms of what you do, and they can do the same. 3, follow their growth. I don't care if someone is retired or not, or you're dealing with someone in an industry that you're not familiar with. If you're dealing with them and you're paying attention to what they're doing, they're going to grow. It could be the executive who's it's the executive who is a mid-level executive now, but now working to try to become an upper-level executive later. You could maybe, if you met somebody who's at the ground level of being a mid-level employee or mid-level supervisor, and the next thing you know, you find out that they are now CEO of a hospital or CEO of a major corporation, guess what? They are now exposing themselves to other opportunities that you may not even realize may be beneficial to you in the long term. Number 4, acknowledge that they are giving you help. This is not me telling you that you need to pad someone's ego, because that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that a lot of times people are different, and a lot of times people want to know that you are hopefully taking advantage of their wisdom, but more importantly, they want to know that you appreciate the knowledge they're sharing. You know, a lot of times we focus on people giving you money or opening up doors, but we don't focus on the fact that most people, we love people who not only give cheerfully, but we love people who receive cheerfully. So if somebody is giving you some great knowledge and insight, they're doing it because they're cheerful about giving it to you. But at the same time, they want you to demonstrate to them, without them saying it, they'll never say it outright, that you're just as cheerful in receiving it. And 5, and most importantly, don't be shy. If you're an introvert like me, engaging people can be tough. But I want you to recognize that if you run across someone who actively engages you, they're taking the first step to show their commitment with engaging with you. And use that as an opportunity to come out of your shyness and to deal with them in a manner that may be beneficial for you in the long run. I know all this is a lot to wrap around, but I want you to keep this in the back of your mind, because at the end of the day, whether you know it or not, you're going to make a lot of what I call unexpected relationships or relationship opportunities with people who may go a long way towards opening doors for you that you may not even realize. So don't miss out and don't ignore the opportunity to take advantage of those things because you can't see the bigger picture. If somebody is engaging you, and even if you don't have a full appreciation of all the things that they do, just recognize that if they are committed to investing themselves in you, you should see what you can do to invest yourself in them, because it may benefit you in the long run.